Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one we are going to go through some more leaks. It's that time of the week guys, and we have got some crazy things to go over, a ton of different things honestly. You'll want to watch through till the end because we're going through possible new traps, possible new items, new skins, like pickaxes, game modes, just a ton of different stuff that was found recently and has a very high chance of coming out soon. Like honestly guys, I'm sure you saw the thumbnail, but like a possible bottle rocket items, a new version of like some carbide and omega stuff. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button down below. It always helps me out so much and encourages me to make more of these. On top of that, comment down below your favorite pickaxe in the game. We're going to be talking about a couple of pickaxes, so I'm curious to see what you guys say. For me, it might have to be the Rainbow Smash. Just such an amazing one, you gotta admit that. But yeah guys, without further ado, let's jump on into it here with the first one. Now also, I do want to say that a lot of these are credit to like FNBR leaks and cross leaks on Twitter, as well as xdadevelopers.com. So big thanks to them for finding this stuff. However guys, let's start it off with a really cool one, and this is actually a game mode. Gotta start it out with a little bit of a small one, then we'll get into the huge ones later on. But these new game modes actually sound insane. So basically what they are, they go by the name of Velocity, or at least that's what people found about them, and these game modes are in the files with like full descriptions for the game modes, so there is a very high chance that these are official and are going to be coming soon. Now what exactly is Velocity? Well, if we go to the little description for it, it says that Velocity is a high mobility limited time mode. Gliders can be redeployed when falling from large heights, and I know that sounds familiar, obviously like soaring 50v50s, but this is different. It also says extra impulse grenades, bounce pads, and ATKs will be spawned throughout the map, and that too sounds pretty similar to 50v50, but then it goes on to say that these storms move twice as fast. Get in and get moving. That's right guys, so it is kind of like the old Blitz limited time mode, but like times 10. This is going to be one of the fastest game modes ever, and also they said that it could possibly come in solo, duos, and squads, which obviously is different from the soaring 50v50s mode. So yeah, basically if you want to get an idea for this, it is kind of a mix between soaring 50v50 and Blitz. You're going to be able to move a ton faster throughout the map, you're going to be forced to move faster from the storm, and you're also going to be able to just like bounce around with the impulse grenades and bounce pads. It's honestly going to be an insane amount of fun. I cannot wait for this, and hopefully it does come out soon, because I've been having an amazing time in soaring 50v50. After that, however, we have a super interesting one, which is the cage trap. That's right guys, apparently a new form of trap is coming into the game soon. And I mean, the name itself is pretty self-explanatory, but it's going to be something that pretty much is able to actually trap your opponents inside of a cage or something like that. We don't know all of the details yet, we mainly just know the name of it, but this just makes a ton of sense. We haven't had a brand new trap in a very, very long time, especially one that can actually be used against your enemies. I mean, the bouncer pads don't really count as traps, but this could work but this definitely could. Like, I'm imagining it being, you place it on the ground somewhere, it would have to look really hidden, like you wouldn't be able to notice it very easily, but then when an opponent steps on it, it pulls up like a cage around them that takes a pretty long time for them to pickaxe out of. Now how then would that be useful to you? Well, if you put this somewhere and are nearby, you can hear it go off, and then you run up to them, and that person's at a disadvantage because they can't move out of the trap until they break it down, and you'd still be able to shoot through it because it's a cage, being able to deal damage with the new advantage you've been given there. So it does sound like something that could be very interesting. I'm excited to see how it actually works. But moving on again here to one of the big ones, this is a brand new item that is likely to be coming soon, and I am excited for it. I think it's actually been in the files for a while, but it's starting to look a little more legit, like new things are being added to it, and that is the bottle rocket. So yeah, I don't have an official picture yet, but I'm pretty sure it would be similar to like the fireworks team leader's back bling. I mean, she's got a ton of like fireworks in the back, and I was just thinking like, we need to be able to use some of this stuff. But yeah, apparently a bottle rocket has a very high chance of coming out soon. There's recently been some stuff found about it, again apparently different files from in the past, and there's also even now like a description for it which we didn't have before. So I'm expecting this to come out, even though it is after like 4th of July, but the description says fireworks bright, loud, and fun. Warning, do not light indoors, which doesn't explain a whole ton about it, but it is kind of like Fortnite style of silliness with describing it. But I guess it also does say specifically that they are bright and loud, so it is for sure like something that fires off and explodes in like, you know, fireworks style. How else would you really explain that? So what then could the item actually do? Well, I'm not sure, but maybe it acts like a little grenade that when you fire it off, it actually like flies straight. All of the grenades we have, you throw on like an arc, but if you light like a bottle rocket and it just flies straight towards the enemy, that could switch it up a little bit and be something actually pretty interesting to have into the game. So that's my guess on it. If you guys have your own guesses, leave them down below in the comments, but there's no denying that this thing sounds like a ton of fun. But yeah, with that one out of the way, let's move on to sort of a funny one actually, and that is this one that I found from my friend. He sent me a picture of a random pickaxe that showed up in the game, and I don't know if this is leaked. It might even be from Save the World, but I still wanted to show it to you guys because for a split moment, he had a pickaxe that wasn't in Battle Royale, but in Battle Royale, if you get what I mean. Kinda. But yeah, so this is the picture he sent me over Snapchat, and as you can see, it is a pickaxe that doesn't exist in the Fortnite Battle Royale mode. As you can see, it's kind of like this old, really crappy looking pickaxe. It's wood with like a really bent piece of metal on top of it, and it does look pretty funny, but again, I've never seen this in Battle Royale, and it's funny that his pickaxe glitched for a few seconds to show up as this one. Now on top of that, there is like an icon that you can find for this pickaxe, so I'm not 100% sure if this is like a Save the World one. I'm assuming it might be, but isn't that still super weird that it showed up in BR? I don't know, guys. Maybe there's some possibility of getting like the Save the World pickaxes in Battle Royale. Like that would actually be an epic way to sort of reward founders again. So who knows? Maybe we'll see some of that in the future. But oh man, we've still got so many of these to go through, and this one is actually a skin, and it's not a huge one, but the Panda Team Leader, which we did talk about before, there's a rumor that this one could be coming out tomorrow. So for those of you who are subscribed and have notifications turned on, you get a little bit of a sneak peek for tomorrow's item shop. But yeah, on top of that, you also get the Flying Fish Glider, which I actually didn't even know existed. It's 500 for this glider, and it's nothing super crazy. I mean, it kind of just looks like a piece of sushi almost. A little bit of green, a little bit of like raw fish in there. It actually looks kind of cool, but it is the basic glider just reskinned. So nothing too insane, but we'll have to see if it has like a special sound effect. But as for the Panda Team Leader, this one is apparently a legendary skin actually. I think that's what the leak said. So it could be 2,000 V-Bucks, which is odd to me since the previous ones, at least I think Fireworks Team Leader was 1,500. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm pretty sure it was 1,500. But yeah, apparently this one is 2,000 for whatever reason. It comes with a cool little bamboo back bling, which I did guess like a long time ago when talking about this one. But if it comes out tomorrow, guys, get your V-Bucks ready. It's going to be a fun one. But then on top of that, also talking about some like items in the game and things we did talk about in previous videos, but more confirmation has come with them. If you remember, like, oh man, was it like, I think it was a month ago. It was crazy long ago. We talked about how files were found for brand new contrails. It's such a weird word. But yeah, we talked about two that were leaked that we haven't seen yet, and those are the Stars and Stripes contrail and the Vines contrail. Well, guys, recently we actually had confirmation that these are in the files, like in terms of actually being fully made items. Now, I'm not going to show you them right here, but they are fully rendered, fully designed, and the Stars and Stripes one is pretty much exactly like the little concept I came up for it a while ago. It looks almost exactly like this, red, white, and blue with some stars flying around it, and it's honestly a super dope one. Now, on top of that, you also had the Vines one, which is basically pretty self-explanatory. Imagine a contrail just as some vines. That's all you need to know. So nothing too crazy there, but something that's very cool and is kind of a theory that goes along with this is that skins in the future might come with custom items other than back bling, like for example these contrails. People are theorizing that these Stars and Stripes will come with the Fireworks Team Leader skins, or maybe some of the other 4th of July skins as well, and then the Vines contrail will come with that weird, you know, plant villain guy from last season. But it definitely does make sense. We haven't seen contrails outside of the battle pass, and since these ones weren't included, and since they are themed very similar to these skins, it would make sense. So that is a possibility. I'm excited to see if it's true, but I definitely don't think they would put in the work to actually model these out and not then include them. But keeping it going here with an absolutely huge one, this has to do with Carbide and Omega in Season 5. I know what you're thinking, that's crazy, but apparently they added some brand new things, which has me a little bit confused, but it is some super interesting stuff. So with this one, what was found is a different colored variant of the Omega pickaxe. That's right, guys. Instead of being black and red, it is instead white and like a mint green. And specifically, it's called like the white Carbide pickaxe, which is odd considering that the Omega pickaxe is also called like Carbide black, and then the actual Carbide pickaxe is called Carbide blue. But this one is the same model as the black version for Omega, but in white and again in mint. So this is only a concept picture that I was able to come up with. Some people were able to put it into the game somehow. I don't exactly know how, but this concept is pretty much exactly what it looks like. It's all white with a little bit of mint. mount, and it honestly looks super dope. So with this, we can only really theorize, but does that mean that we might be getting a different colored Omega? I mean, how else would this pickaxe come into the game? And again, somebody put in the work to make this pickaxe, so what exactly is it for? Seriously guys, this is actually huge because it could mean a ton of things. It could mean something for season 6. We don't exactly know yet, but I mean, expect some cool stuff to come out of this for sure. But after that, then we have more files found about the grappling hook and the zip line. So these two, we did talk about a little bit before, but they are some very exciting things coming into the game. Very exciting new items that could help you move around the map a little bit faster. And I believe before we only talked about the grappling hook, but we did talk about the zip line. And also with the grappling hook, again, more stuff was added apparently. So it is very likely that this one is getting worked on and going to be coming into the game very, very soon. But how exactly will these items work? Well, the grappling hook is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you know how a grappling hook works, you kind of like shoot it up somewhere and then you can climb up a building, maybe the side of a mountain if you really wanted to. At least that's how it works in the movies. But it would be very useful for like vertical movement. If you want to scale up a mountain, you don't have to waste materials. You can use the grappling hook similar to the jetpack almost to throw it up there, hook onto something, and then maybe it pulls you up. Zipline is much more like you use it to go across something. A grappling hook is again more going up something. So a zipline, maybe you're at that mountain near tilted and you want to go across the ravine, you shoot it to the other side and you can zipline quickly across, sort of like you're gliding. And that just makes sense as to how it would work. And I am excited to try these out, hopefully in the near future. But yeah guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to subscribe for more fun videos coming up soon. Along with that, you can check out my previous videos, such as on the left, the week 6 challenges guide, and then on the right, a bunch of tips you can learn from Ninja. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.